Fiancée took a break to tour Europe with her college friends, so I cancelled the wedding. Me and Sarah had been together for 5 years, engaged for almost 3. We had a wedding date set, everything was booked, and I thought we were on the same page. Clearly, I was wrong. About 6 weeks ago, she tells me she's going on a trip of a lifetime to Europe with her old college friends. Fine, I wasn't going to stop her from having fun. I even drove her to the airport, helped with her bags, kissed her goodbye, and wished her a good time. That's when she hit me with it. We need to take a break, not in a serious sit-down conversation. Number, she dropped that bomb while we were walking to the security line, like it was no big deal. Before I could even react, she was off, waving goodbye. I stood there, stunned, wondering what the hell just happened. I tried to rationalize it on the drive home, thinking maybe she was just anxious about the trip. But when I tried to call her later, I realized she'd blocked me on everything. Calls, texts, social media, nothing went through. She'd cut me off completely, without a word of explanation. I waited a few days, thinking she'd come to her senses. But after 5 days of silence, I was done. Why should I wait around for someone who thinks they can just walk out on me whenever they feel like it? I made my choice. The wedding was off. I cancelled everything. The venue, the catering, the flowers, all of it. I even decided she wasn't moving in with me as planned. She could figure out her own living situation when she got back from her little vacation. Weeks went by without a word from her. Then out of nowhere, she called. She must have used a different number because I actually picked up. She told me she was coming back on Thursday, gave me her flight details, and acted like everything was fine, like she hadn't ghosted me for 6 weeks. I asked, "What's that got to do with me?" The silence on the other end was golden. She didn't know what to say, and honestly, I didn't care. I blocked her, just like she did to me. I figured it was time to let people know what was up, especially since the wedding was off. In our group chat with friends and family, I posted a simple message. Just letting everyone know the wedding is cancelled, and so is our relationship. I didn't expect the flood of questions that followed, so I laid it all out. How she went to Europe, dropped the whole break thing out of nowhere, and blocked me without any explanation. People were shocked. Some were even mad on my behalf, which honestly felt good. Then, Sarah finally chimed in, asking me to call her so we could talk about everything. I wasn't having it. I told her we could talk right there in the group chat if she wanted to explain herself. She didn't like that, saying, "This is between us, not for everyone else." Nope. She made it public the moment she walked out of my life without a word. She tried messaging me privately a few more times, but I wasn't interested in her excuses. She even begged me to pick her up from the airport, acting like nothing happened. I told her, "That was your plan, not mine." She made her choice, and I made mine. I wasn't going to be her backup plan. Days later, I found out she was trying to play the victim. One of our mutual friends, Emily, sent me a screenshot from another group chat where Sarah was spinning the story. She claimed she needed space to figure out if she was ready for marriage and was shocked that I cancelled the wedding before she could talk to me. I almost laughed. She blocked me on everything for 6 weeks and then acted like I didn't give her a chance to talk? Hell no. I jumped into the main group chat and laid out the truth. Sarah decided we were taking a break without talking to me, blocked me for 6 weeks, and now she's pretending this is some kind of miscommunication. I cancelled the wedding because I'm not waiting around for someone who doesn't respect me. People were stunned. Even her friend Megan, who tried to defend her by saying Sarah was stressed, went quiet. Then Sarah's sister Rachel called me, demanding to know why I cancelled the wedding without talking to Sarah first. I told her the truth. "Your sister blocked me. How was I supposed to talk to her?" Rachel tried to push it, but I shut it down. If Sarah wants to explain herself, she knows how to reach me. But I'm not fixing this. Later, Sarah sent me a half-assed apology, saying she was sorry for how things went down, but taking no responsibility for her actions. I didn't reply. Why bother? I realized something important. I dodged a bullet. If this is how she handles stress, then I'm better off without her. I wasted 5 years, but at least I didn't waste the rest of my life. Update. Just when I thought it was over, Sarah's mom called me. She started off all sweet, pretending like nothing happened. "Hi, sweetheart. How are you?" I wasn't playing along. That's when she started with the guilt trip. "Oh, we were so looking forward to the wedding, and this whole thing has really devastated Sarah. You know she's been crying every day since she got back, right? She's just been a mess." I wasn't about to let her make me feel bad for Sarah, not after everything she pulled. "Lisa, I'm sorry Sarah's upset, but she made her choices. I didn't call off the wedding for no reason." Then Lisa hits me with, "Well, maybe you overreacted a bit. You know, Sarah was just nervous about the whole thing, and sometimes people make mistakes when they're stressed. Don't you think you should give her a second chance?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was acting like Sarah blocking me for 6 weeks and disappearing was just a minor mistake. I wasn't having it. "Lisa, this wasn't just nerves. She literally blocked me on everything and went off to Europe without saying a word. That's not something you just brush off. If Sarah was having doubts, she should have talked to me, not shut me out." But Lisa wasn't done. "I know it seems bad, but think about all the years you've been together. You've had such a good relationship. Don't you want to try and save it? I'm sure once Sarah explains everything, you'll understand." At this point, I was getting pretty annoyed. It was like Lisa wasn't even listening. She was so focused on getting me to take Sarah back that she wasn't considering how I felt. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "Lisa, with all due respect, Sarah had 6 weeks to reach out to me and she didn't. I've already made up my mind. The wedding is off and that's final." I thought that would be the end of it, but Lisa wasn't done yet. "Well, if you won't talk to Sarah, at least come over for dinner so we can talk as a family. Maybe we can work through this together." I was speechless. She was inviting me to a family dinner, like this was some minor argument that could be solved over a plate of spaghetti. I knew this wasn't going anywhere, so I told her, "Thanks for the offer, but I think it's best if we all just move on." And with that, I hung up. You'd think that would be the end of it, right? Wrong. The next day, I get a message from Sarah's dad. Now, let me tell you, her dad, Tom, is one of those old school guys who thinks he's always right. He never really liked me, but he tolerated me because Sarah and I were together. So when I saw the message from him, I knew it wasn't going to be a friendly chat. He basically laid into me, saying how I was throwing away a good thing and that I was ruining Sarah's life by not giving her a chance to explain. He even said, "Men don't act like this. You should be standing by your fiancé, not running at the first sign of trouble." That really pissed me off. I mean, I stood by Sarah for years, and this is how I get treated. I didn't reply to Tom's message because I knew it would just turn into a pointless argument. And honestly, I was over it. But that wasn't the worst part. A couple of days later, I get a message from Sarah. She used another number to reach out, and it was a long message, like multiple paragraphs long. She went on about how she was sorry for everything, how she didn't mean to hurt me, and how she realized she made a mistake. She said she was confused about the wedding and needed time to think but didn't know how to tell me, so she panicked and blocked me. Then she dropped the big one. She said she still wanted to get married. Yeah, you read that right. After all of this, blocking me, ghosting me for 6 weeks and trying to blame it all on wedding nerves, she still wanted to marry me. It was like she was living in some fantasy where everything just goes back to normal because she decided it should. I didn't respond. There was no point. She made her choices, and I made mine. I'm moving on, and I'm not looking back.